How are you doing?
Thank you. Yes, I'm doing well. It's good to see you because I've watched your videos. So it's good to
Okay.
see you in person. Well,
Yeah.
online, I guess.
I'm also
Yeah.
glad you are here. And, I'm thrilled to have a conversation with you, to have you on my channel. So, welcome to the session. And first of all, please give a short introduction.
Yes, of course. So my name is Nitu, as you know. I am 49 years old. I live in Thailand, in Bangkok at the moment.
Thailand. Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Kerala and I left Kerala when I was 4 years old and moved to London. And I did all my schooling there and I studied for a degree in English language and linguistics. So that's always been my passion. So I wanted to do that as a degree. And then I taught in some schools there. And then I moved to Thailand 14 years ago. So
Okay.
this is my 14th year here. Yeah, I
Okay.
have three boys who are two of them are teenagers. They're 14, 15, and 24.
Oh,
Yes,
so you have three
yeah,
children here and you are
that's right.
living in Thailand. So, you lived in UK, you lived in Kerala, and you lived in Thailand. Which place did you like the most?
It's a tough question. Yeah, my memories of living in Kerala are not very, strong because I left at such a young age. But we would visit often. I would say my heart is in London because that's where I spent 35 years. So most of my life was there. But having said that, I would say that Thailand is amazing as well. We feel very comfortable here, very settled. Yeah. But I
Okay.
would say in the future, we will go back to England, maybe in a few years, because that's where our
Hmm.
family is and all our relatives as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, why did you move to Thailand? Because of your marriage?
Yeah, well, I got married in England and then we moved here for my husband's job. So he is a diplomat. He's working here in an international organization. So we, thought that the whole job package was good and we moved here. And yeah, we didn't expect to stay as long as we have. So
Okay.
it's quite
So, your
good.
children
Yes.
grew up in Thailand.
That's right. Yes. When I came, they were very young. They were 8 months old and 1.5. So the younger two were, well, one was a baby, one was a toddler. And my eldest son was 10 at the time,
Hmm.
and he's now 24. So he has now moved back to England for
Oh,
his education. So he's
okay.
just finished a degree in computer science. And the other two are going to an international school here. Yeah.
Okay. So, he's already in England, and you are also thinking of moving back to England, right?
Yeah, not in the immediate
Mhm.
future, maybe in maybe 4 years, because we're thinking when the younger two children are old enough for university, I would like to be closer to them. I
Okay.
think that's
Okay.
the aim.
Okay.
Yeah, and also my parents are getting older. They're in their late 70s now. So,
Mhm.
yes,
So,
that's
do
right.
you fear that, when they will also go away, you will be, facing like a empty nest syndrome?
I know. I have some friends who have already been through this, and they always tell me that it's a very difficult phase in life. So I'm not looking forward to it, I have to say. But then I think it also opens up new opportunities for us, doesn't it? Because we have done all the caring, and I don't think we ever stop being parents, do we? It's a lifelong journey. But ultimately, we have some more time to ourselves, maybe to pursue
Mhm.
our interests and to do what we enjoyed. And I think the relationship changes with children as they get older.
Right.
It becomes less about discipline and structure. Like when they're young, we're always about you have to sleep at this time, eat at this time, do this. It's very structured. But as they get older, they want us more for emotional support and advice. And it's more like, I would say, with my eldest son, it's more like a friendship now. Yeah,
Right,
which I
right.
really
Mine is
like.
also 22 years old. My elder one is 22 years old. My son is 19.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
yeah. But in India, they don't move out. They do their college and stuff from home only. So she is
yes,
with us.
yes.
We are very happy about it.
You have two
If,
boys, is that right? Yeah.
no, elder one is my daughter.
Ah,
So,
I see.
yeah, when she starts working, then I think she will like to move out. But right now, she's with us doing her
Yeah.
master's. So we are glad
Mm.
that children are with us.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's part of the Asian culture, isn't it? Where families are very united. And I have to say, the Thai culture is very similar. So my neighbors, the neighbors that live directly opposite us, they have bought one house, and in the next house, they have their son, daughter-in-law, and their baby. So grandson is also there next door. And I think that's a perfect arrangement, either in the same house or next door. I've been, trying to brainwash my children into doing this when when
Okay,
they're older,
okay.
saying, it would be good, you can
Mm.
have support from us as, grandparents, and we can spend time with your children and all this. So I don't know in the future what will happen, but yeah.
Mm.
Meenu, what do you think are the challenges of having your children with you, or maybe the positives? What would you say are the pros and cons of that experience?
Pros, I would say that currently I can't even imagine being away from them. So I feel like
Oh,
when they go away, then you have a different kind of love, that is a love
yeah,
which has detachment, means you want
right.
them to be happy, not necessarily
Uh-huh.
being with you all the time. You just want them to be happy, safe. But right now, I can't even think about them leaving the house. And I feel very happy, though I have to still cook for them, do everything for them. But, there is emotional support, as well as we all enjoy as a family. So all four of us, we go to parks, we go to cinema, we go to outings together, and we play games, we watch movies together. Those things I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna miss when they move out.
Yes, I can imagine. Yeah. It's a really special time. So do they have plans to leave anytime now, or do you think they will stay for longer?
No, right now my daughter is 22. She is doing MA psychology. In one more year is left. So after that, she will start working. Here, even if children start working and they start earning well, even then it's
Yeah,
not necessary that they move out.
right. Yes.
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah. And I know the situation in England is such that before, after university, children had enough money to, afford to buy their own apartment or house. But now, the way things are currently, many children are moving back with their parents, English families.
Okay.
They are doing this when it wasn't traditional before, but now because of the economic situation,
Mhm.
they are doing this. And maybe until their late 20s or early 30s, they are living there and saving money to eventually move out. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, there are some cons also. I would say if she moves out, then the children become independent faster. They know how to manage the household, manage their finances. They understand everything. They learn everything.
yeah.
But when they are with parents, even if they start earning money, they don't know how to handle their finances, how to handle anything actually, how to manage the household, then cooking and cleaning and buying stuff. They don't learn any of that.
That's
Yes.
very true. So do you think it's important to give them that training even when they're living with us?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I told my daughter yesterday, actually, I said, when you start working and you start earning money, even if you are with us, you need to be independent and you need to, handle those chores with me. Like if she
Yeah.
becomes independent and she's an adult now, so she should also,
Mhm.
do some chores. Like she should also learn how to manage a household, what all comes under it, like how to manage a maid, how to give them salaries, how to lead people, how to take work from them, how to buy stuff, everything, they need to learn everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. When it comes to my husband, what happened was he moved to England, and he was working there. He's from Kerala as well, so he moved to England and we met there. But before we met, he was living with a housemate, and it was two guys on their own. So he said that situation made him learn, even though it wasn't through choice that he was cooking and cleaning, he did everything. And he said that it just gave him confidence. It made him independent,
Right, right.
And I think that has helped me a lot as well, in the sense that he knew he
Yes,
knew
yes.
how to, do
Yeah,
things. And he's actually better at cooking than me. He's very skilled in the kitchen.
that's
He can
great.
whip up like curry very quickly. So,
Mhm.
and I think he said that when he was younger, if he had some time, he would be in the kitchen watching his mum cook. Whereas I think children today have a different upbringing in some ways because of social media and distractions of all kinds. Do you agree as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And here in India, since we normally live in joint families, men
Mm.
never learn to cook. They don't normally learn, they sometimes learn a few things, but they don't learn properly because they think we are
Mm.
always going to live in a joint family. Even children, they also don't learn cooking and all. So they think that mothers are going to do this or our wives are going to do this.
I agree. I really do. I think, just thinking about, when in the future, when your parents are not around and you have to manage yourself, my eldest son, actually, I realized when he moved from Thailand back to England, he was 14 years old and he went to boarding school when he was 14. And the reason was we were not sure how long we would be in Thailand if we would have to move somewhere else. So we didn't want to disrupt his education. So he went back to England. So he was only with us for 3 years, 4 years. And he went from the age of 10 to 14. He joined a boarding school and that helped him a great deal. So he was saying, when I phoned him, he would say, "Oh, Mum, it's laundry day." He hated it. It's laundry day. So the older children had to do the laundry for the younger children. And then they
Mm.
had to clean the kitchen and do it. And there was a boys' school. So, just having these life skills, I think it's really,
Yeah, it's
amazing.
really
Something that we
important.
all have
Right,
to
right.
develop,
Yeah.
I think.
And your teenagers, do they help you with household chores?
I've noticed a difference actually between my elder son and the younger two, because now we have some help here. It's very similar to India. We can have like someone coming for a few hours a day. And so if I
Mm.
say, can you tidy your room? They'll say, "Oh, can't the maid help? Why can't she do it?" So then I keep telling them that, just learn these things because it will help you in some way in the future. Yeah. And even going to a shop, buying things independently. So now they've come to the age at 14 and 15, they want to meet their friends. They want to, go on public transport by themselves, get a taxi alone. And I think a little bit of me is cautious. Did you feel like that, Meenu? A little bit cautious about letting go at this age?
At the age
Yes.
of 14, 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my when my daughter traveled by public transport for the first time, we both were anxious. We both talked to each other. I asked my husband. Yeah, we were also, we are also parents. We are also learning things because
Yeah.
we are not God. We
Right.
don't know everything. So yeah, we
Yeah.
discussed with each other. Then one part of us was like, let them go. They will learn new things. And other part was like, if something happens to them. So yes, it does happen all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever
That's
I start any
right.
new thing.
Exactly, yeah. But one thing I'm not that fond of, I have to say, is sleepovers. So it's very common here to sleep at your friend's house for the night or, spend the whole evening. So I always tell them if you want to go to a friend's house, come in back in the evening, because at the end of the day you'll be sleeping and then the next day is like a new day anyway. But for them, they say, "Oh, it's such fun, sleeping with a friend in a friend's house, and there are other children there as well." So yeah, so I think some things we have to accept and other things we have to just hold back
Right.
until they're older.
Yeah, it's a good concept. They also have a nice time with each other, but sleepovers are not very common in India. But
Mm,
yeah, my kids have never asked me to do that. But if they had said,
mm.
I would have agreed, but not very often.
Right. Yeah, so
Right.
we have also had a couple of their friends stay over. And what happens is they'll wake up at 5 a.m. and they'll be like gaming, and they'll sleep at midnight and they'll want like midnight feast, some sweets and snacks and all that. So my husband says it's not sleepover, sleep is over for us.
Yes, yes.
That's what he says.
It's actually not
It's like
sleepover. It is like
really,
staying up all night. They should call it,
yes,
let's stay up all night. Yes,
exactly.
because they are
Yeah.
not going to sleep. That is the point.
Yeah. They will not sleep. Yeah. How about your upbringing, Mina? What was it like? Were your parents quite strict or were they quite laid back? What do you think?
My parents were not strict. My mother used to let me sleep till 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and we were three siblings. So it was a lot of fun, but we were made to work a lot. Like I used to do dishes when I was not married. So back in the
Right.
day, they used to give us a lot of work and they made us responsible. So I feel thankful. It was a lot of fun. We were
Yes.
like, there were no mobile phones and everything, like there was no internet. So we used to play so much. We used to talk. We used to play so many board games. We used to play outside. Those days were a lot of fun.
Exactly. It was a different experience,
Yes,
wasn't
it was
it?
different. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
was.
yours is a nice story. Like you met your husband in England and you both were from Kerala. So he was also born in
Yeah.
Kerala.
That's right. Yes. We were actually introduced. He's from near Kanyakumari. He's from Nagarcoil.
Okay.
And he is, yeah, in IT. So he's always done like, jobs in IT. So he moved to England to work, and I met him. Yeah, so I was in my early 20s, and we got married in England. And yeah, I mean, the plan was always to stay there, near my parents. And so this wasn't on the cards actually to move abroad, but I'm glad that we did because it's been a really, enriching experience for us. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
Um, Even
So
though,
you,
we miss family and friends. Yeah.
right. You also moved out at the age of 18?
No, I didn't actually. No, I moved out for 4 years when I was in university. So my university was in South London and our house is north of London. So it was over 2 hours away. So it just didn't make
Mm,
sense to
right,
travel
right,
every day.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So I lived there. And then when I finished university, I moved back. And then shortly after that, I got married. So
Okay,
there was a big, time
okay.
between that. And then I had my first child, and then yeah, and then there's a 10-year age gap between my first and my second.
Ah, right, right.
So yeah, I think that has made my elder son quite happy to be alone in some ways. He's used to
Mm,
his own company because he was like an only child for many
right.
years.
For
Yeah,
10 years, he didn't have any sibling, no?
that's right.
Mm.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the other two
Um,
must be very close to each other.
the younger two.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Are they
right. The
very
younger
close to
two,
each other?
yeah, they have a 13-month gap. So
Right.
they're almost like twins. Yeah.
Right. They are
Although I
as
would
good as
say
twins, right?
personality-wise, they're very different personalities.
Hmm.
And I would say my middle son, Arjun, he's very much like me, personality-wise. But my younger son is like my husband. So it's kind of the dynamics are interesting. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
all of them are
But they,
sons.
yes, yeah,
Okay, so you don't have a
boys, yeah.
daughter.
No, I would have liked one, but it didn't happen.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. So for the
exactly. So
third time, you must have expected a girl, huh?
I thought for the third, I thought, okay, maybe it will be a girl this time. But no, that wasn't on the cards.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, but then ultimately, having boys or girls, as long as they're healthy and happy, I think.
Right, right. That's true. We start loving
Yeah,
whatever it is, if it is our own
that's
child.
right. My sister has a boy and a girl. So her daughter is 26 and her son is 24, and he's getting married this September. Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll be going to London for his wedding. Yeah, in
Mhm.
September.
Okay. So you worked as a teacher, as you said, you worked in a school. So that was as an English teacher?
That was actually primary school, so we had to do all the subjects,
Mhm.
including English.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I also, as well as teaching, I worked in offices. So I did a job in human resources. And because I wanted to get experience of working with people in a company to see how
Mhm.
that was. So I worked for the National Health Service, and did some administrative work there for a couple of years. But then I realized that teaching was my passion,
Okay.
and I wanted to do that. Now, I'm also a teacher on Cambly, so I'm an
Hmm.
online tutor on
Yeah.
Cambly. So
So,
I'm teaching. I used to teach children, but now it's only adults. Yeah.
so since when have you been working on Cambly?
So I've been here for 3 years on Cambly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even now you are
Yeah.
working on Cambly, right?
That's right. Yeah. So I
Okay.
have my YouTube channel and then also Cambly. The YouTube channel is only 2 months old. It's
Hmm.
very recent.
So how many sessions do
Cambly.
you do on Cambly every day?
It depends. But I have my regular students, so there's about 15 regular students. So they have fixed slots. So I would say maybe 3 hours a day or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But some days are quieter. So the good thing is you can plan your schedule how you
Mm.
like. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
And you get to meet so many different people from around the world, which is amazing as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you enjoying teaching on Cambly?
I really enjoy it, yeah. And I have to say, some of those students as well, you go through many experiences with them over 3 years.
Correct.
They have moved cities, they've moved countries, and some of them have got married, they've had kids, all kinds of, big life situations have happened. And I feel like I've, gone through them as well with
Right,
them, yeah,
right,
which is
right.
amazing.
Okay, so you have students who are regularly taking sessions from you.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Mm. I mean, how did you think of starting your YouTube channel then?
On Cambly,
No,
yeah.
no.
YouTube channel, yeah. This was something that I had in my mind for a long time. This
Okay.
idea was floating around in my mind, yeah. Because I just felt that I wanted to reach as many people as possible. And I know that some of the apps can be expensive, like people don't want to pay for apps all the time. So this is a way of reaching more people and it's free, as well. And I just think it's a good way to kind of, Cambly is really good because you're talking to, native speakers and you're doing that. And this is another way to learn vocabulary, learn tips, grammar, things like that. And if you only have like a few minutes a day, you can watch the shorts and, just get some knowledge that way. Yeah.
Right, right. So on Cambly, you have a fixed lesson plan which you follow when you speak to the learners?
Um, yeah, what they do is the system is like it's up to the student to decide what they want to do. So they
Okay.
can choose, they can either have conversation or they can choose an article or they can say they want to learn some grammar. So every session is different. Yeah,
Okay.
it's whatever they enjoy doing. And there's also a system called priority hour, which means you have to be available for 1 hour. If you don't have students booked for that hour, you just keep the ringer on and students can call you and you're meeting people for the first time.
Okay.
So they will bring their own articles or they just want to practice talking. Yeah. So it's a
That's
really good
great. You can
way.
plan your working hours and it's from home. You don't have to go to any office. So it's quite flexible and nice job.
Right. So I actually thought about this during the time of the pandemic, how things changed during that time. I just thought, let me look for something that's more flexible and convenient and works around the family as well, I think. And this is ideal, really. Yeah. And you can also, if you're going somewhere, you can say to your students, I need to take a block of time out or whatever. And sometimes if I go to England, I try to do sessions from there, even though
Yeah.
the time difference can be a
Yeah, this is
problem.
so
Yeah.
flexible. Wherever you go, wherever you are, I mean, even on a holiday, you can do sessions whenever you want. So it's great.
Yes, it's
Yes.
perfect, really. And they have tutors from all over the world and, many different nationalities. So it's, some people have one session with me and two sessions with other tutors like that, depending on what they want to do. So you get to speak to a range of different people and find out about them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Are
that's
you also
amazing.
teaching, Meenu? You're also a trainer, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also a trainer on YouTube. And before that, also, I actually became a spoken English trainer in 2014. So since then, I have been teaching spoken English, but I started my YouTube channel 4 years ago. So yeah,
Oh, that's very
now I have
good.
stopped giving offline and online classes. Now I am a full-time YouTuber.
I see. And how have you found the journey? Has it
Yeah,
been
I'm really
enjoyable?
loving it. But for
Yeah.
2 years, it was quite tough. I wasn't getting good views, but my students were happy. I was getting good
Yeah.
comments. They were happy. I was able to help them. So that was
Yeah.
enough. Channel was not doing very good, but the students were happy. So I just
Yeah,
kept on going and finally it picked up.
yes,
It takes time and consistency to see results.
exactly. Yes. And how do you find the time to manage YouTube, your channel with your family commitments and your your daily life? And yeah.
Yeah. So my children are grown up now, so I try to finish all my household chores by 9 or 10 in the morning. Then I do 1 to 2 sessions, then I have to go and prepare lunch. So yeah, it is difficult. I sometimes juggle with time, but yeah, it is manageable, because children are understanding, they are also supportive. So I tell them that yes, I am having a session now, so you look after this, you look after that, so they also understand.
Oh,
So
that's very good. Yeah.
yes.
So is this something you would like to keep developing in the future? And
Right,
yeah.
right. Because my children are also very supportive. They also loved that my channel finally started working. So they also say that never, compromise on consistency. We are here. We will manage. So, you keep
Yeah.
on working and never compromise on your work.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's
everyone is supportive,
fantastic.
even my husband.
It's really important, isn't it, when you're doing a big venture like this, to have the
Right,
family support. And yes.
right.
So my children actually, one of them is very much into tech. So he loves to like help with the editing and do different things. And yeah,
Okay.
um, design the thumbnail for me and say, what do you think about this? So it's a real family project, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. My
Exactly.
son also started editing and all when I started my channel. So after doing editing for 10, 15 videos, he said, "You are never going to stop, mom. How many videos am I going to edit?" Then he got bored of it and he was in class 9. I said, "You focus on your studies. I will learn it myself." Because till how long I would have asked him to do it. Finally, I had to learn it.
Yes, I
Yeah. Initially,
see.
they are very excited to do something new.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Wow. And then do you also work weekends? Do you do some like uploading at weekends or do you keep the weekends
No,
free
no, I am
usually?
currently uploading every single day. Yes,
Right.
right.
Yes.
Sometimes on weekends, I skip a day or two max, but I try to
Yeah.
upload 7 days a week currently. The workload is quite hectic because uploading a video every single day is not easy. There's a lot of
Yeah.
editing and having sessions, everything. So I will reduce the frequency once I find that it is a little more stable. So currently, I
Uh-huh.
am doing it every day.
I
What about
see.
you?
Wow. So for me, I haven't done that many long conversations. I've done, there's about 15 on my channel, yeah. So mainly shorts. So I just think in my mind, like what would help, students who are learning English. And
Mhm.
also with the experience on Cambly, I kind of think like, okay, maybe with this pronunciation or this grammar. So I just try to work around that. And I try
Okay.
to upload a short every day, yeah.
That's
So that's been the
amazing.
main thing so far, but maybe two conversations a week as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But I really enjoy the longer conversations because you can really interact with, like we're doing
Yes,
now. I really
yes.
enjoy this.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can help the person open up. You can have some heart to heart conversation. When it's very short,
exactly.
then there is no time to connect.
Yeah, that's right. Do you
Right.
think we make enough time? I always think this, like, we're so busy in our lives. Do you think we make enough time for each other and friendship and things like that? What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I also think that your husband becomes your best friend. It's very difficult to catch up with friends after a while.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, if there is a friend in your colony
yeah.
and very close by, then you can connect with them. But it is very difficult to make plans with the other friends who live a little farther. So yeah,
Yes,
because every weekend we have some plans for our family and there is some cleaning to do. There are some things to do. So it's difficult to catch up with friends. Are you able to
yes.
catch up with friends very frequently?
So, not really, I have to say. I have a few friends that when we first moved to Thailand, I joined these mother and baby groups, just because it was totally new place for me and just to interact with people.
Yes.
So I have some friends from there who I'm still in touch with now, even though our kids have grown up. And it's interesting because our children are not friends anymore. They go to different schools, but we have stayed in touch. So we try to
Right.
meet once or twice a week,
Mhm.
and just have a coffee or just, we have my house is quite far away from the city. We live half an hour away. So we try to meet in a place like a coffee place in the center so that we're not both traveling too much.
Okay.
And yeah, but most of my friends are in England, I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where
Yeah,
I grew
wherever
up.
we
Yeah.
are, I think we should make time to socialize also because children
Yeah.
become busy after a while. So both my kids are normally busy. So I think
Yeah.
I also like to socialize. So I am thinking of joining some Zumba classes or dance classes so that I can
Oh,
make some new friends. It's
yes.
always great to have friends and you can chit chat with them. You can have some coffee with them. Right now, there are no friends in my local area, in my neighborhood. So I
Yeah.
really crave having some friends in my neighborhood because it's difficult to make plans with your childhood friends, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
So where are the friends from your childhood? Are they all in different cities now,
No,
different
not different
countries? Or...
cities. I was born and raised in Delhi only, India. Delhi
Okay.
is the capital of India. I was born and raised in Delhi only. So they
Yeah.
are about 1 hour away from my house right now because I got married and came to Noida. So they are not
Right. Yeah.
very far, but when you are even at 1 hour distance, you keep making plans, but they never materialize, isn't it?
Mm, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time we go to England, I think, I have to catch up with my university friends or my school friends. But then, we're there for such a limited time. So we're going in September for 10 days. So it's literally for the wedding because my children have school during that. It's a different term time. So we have to
Right.
rush back from school. But I also have a friend's wedding. So I have my nephew's wedding and a friend's wedding. So two weddings in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And
Wow.
weddings are always a happy occasion. Yeah,
So you are going to
exactly.
have an amazing time. Are you excited for the shopping and all?
I really am, yes. So I'm not sure where to buy things here. So we have some relatives in Chennai. So we've asked them to just look for, some like maybe I'm not so good with saris. I wear them maybe once a year. So maybe like a ready-made sari. I don't know if they're any
Okay.
good.
So you're going to
Yeah,
wear
so
Traditional Indian outfits, right? You're going
that's
to wear a
right.
sari.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, that's the
amazing.
plan to wear one in September. And the friend who's getting married is actually Indian, and
Okay.
I was Christian, so I grew up going to church, and she's a friend from church, and she is getting married at the age of 48. She met
Oh.
somebody online, yeah, so she grew up in England as well. And finally, after all these years, she met this lovely guy and it's working out. So, do you think, Meenu, things are changing in terms of the culture? Like, I know, because even though we live
Right.
in England, we still have some Indian friends, and, I'm aware of the culture. And
Yeah,
yeah,
things are changing. I think now there is not that much pressure that you have to get married at a certain age. So even in India,
mm,
so many girls are deciding not to marry or they are getting married at a later age. So
right.
that's happening here also. And I think if you find
Yeah.
love at a later age, I mean in middle age, even then it's fine to get married at that age. At least you found someone who cares for you.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. So before it was almost expected that, you'd get married in your early 20s or
Correct.
earlier. But now I think women want to develop their careers. They want to have independence, financial independence and stability before they get married,
Right.
which
Right.
is good.
That's true.
Yeah, so
That's important because if that girl is not independent, she would be stuck in that marriage. Sometimes they can't come
yeah,
out of it if it is not good.
that's yes.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now arranged marriages are kind of less common, is that right? Like there's more um love marriages happening now.
Right. Even
Yeah,
in India, arranged marriages are becoming less common.
that's
Yes.
right. Yeah. Yeah. My eldest son actually, he has a girlfriend. He's
Okay.
now 25, almost 25. But he did say to me, if I hadn't met anybody, I would have asked you to just introduce me to someone. So it's interesting. So even though he grew up in England, like, he's happy to follow the culture for,
Mhm.
in some ways we have the roots. Our roots are Asian, aren't they? So we have the
Yeah. So she's also
yeah,
from
that's right.
England, right?
Sorry,
She's also from England.
my friend. Yeah.
No, no,
Yeah.
your son's girlfriend.
My son's girlfriend is actually Polish. She's
Okay.
half Polish and half Iranian. Yeah. And
Okay.
they met in university. So they've been together for 3 years already. So I don't know in the future what the plan is, but I've met her as well and she's lovely.
Okay.
And I think, it's a different situation because he will ask me about relationships and about, tell me about his friendships at university, and it's very different at that age where they just want the emotional support, I feel. Yeah. How about for you, Meenu? Did you have an arranged marriage or was it what kind
Mine
of
was also a
love
love
marriage?
marriage.
Right, I
Yeah, we
see.
met in college, but we fell in love after the college was finished. It was a love marriage, but it was very difficult back then. In India, it was not
Yeah,
easy. So, yeah,
right.
it was very difficult to convince my parents, but
Yeah,
finally they agreed because they wanted their
right.
child to be happy. So, my
I see.
husband's side people, they were okay. So, yeah, I'm really
Ah,
happy, and my children know the story. And I also want them to find love and not have an arranged marriage.
right. Yes.
Right.
Why is that? Why do you prefer them to find their own partner? Yeah.
Because I feel that I'm quite happy and I have seen the fate of many arranged marriages. So I think that
Yes.
people should understand and love each other first. And they should spend a lot of
Mm.
time together to see if this is the
Yeah,
right person for them.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's really good.
So yours was also a love marriage and it was successful, which is so good. I mean, that's such a happy story. Ours was also a happy
Yeah,
story. Yeah. But yeah, not every
exactly.
story is happy, which is,
Yeah,
in God's hands. So we can't say anything about
that's
it.
right. I know that the divorce rate is very high in, globally, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Um, and things are changing everywhere. And I think that there was a stigma before about divorce in the Asian culture, but now that's not there because it's much more common, isn't it?
Yes, it's very common
Um,
there.
and in some ways, people are, they have more choice for example, if it's an abusive marriage or they're very unhappy. Whereas before, I remember my grandmother saying there was no choice at all in her time. She grew up in Kerala. It was
Right.
almost, and like, this is a person you're marrying. He has a good education, and you have
Yes.
to,
Yeah, they didn't have
yeah.
any choice at that time.
Yes. My
Right.
grandmother, though, Meenu, she was amazing. She was someone who was very ambitious in her career. She hadn't worked when she was in India, and she always wanted to study journalism. So when my mum was 1 year old, she left my mum with my grandfather, and she went to the US. Yeah,
Okay.
so
To
this was in
study.
1950. Yeah, she went
Oh,
in 1950 and for 2 years, because this was her dream, yeah, that she always wanted to do this. So I remember talking to her and saying, that must have caused a lot of talk in the neighborhood, like
right.
that she's doing this time where it wasn't conventional at all. And she did that. Then she moved back to India and she worked as a history professor. And she was really happy. Yeah. So I think,
That's
the
amazing.
fact
Very
that my
brave.
granddad supported her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because people say a lot of
Quite
things when you
forward.
leave your kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think it's important to follow our dreams, to do what we
Right.
what we
It's
feel?
important. Correct.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do as well. Exactly.
Yeah. We're going to have
So
another session after this.
yeah. So I have 2 evening sessions,
Okay.
yeah, with Cambly. So I'll be doing them, and then just a quiet day now because my
Mm,
children are off. They have their school holidays. Yeah.
yeah. My children
So
also
just
have holidays.
yes, exactly. And
Mm,
that's good, isn't it, as well?
yeah.
So they're at this age where they want to play badminton, they want to have golf lessons, they want to so it's in a way it's good. It makes me more active as well.
Right. Right.
So that
Right. Okay. Then,